Hey dolls, it's Lizzie again and making my home happy. Thank you so much for joining me today because today is going to be the second video I make on making my home happy about TTC. And in case you're new to the whole deal and spiel and all that jazz, TTC is short form, an abbreviation for trying to conceive. So today I wanted to talk about the almighty apps. There are so many apps available out there, and you're going to get a lot of opinions from different people and different groups. So I thought today, let's go through 3 of those apps. So let's go. The first app I'm going to go over is Easy at Home's fertility app. And when it first comes up, it will ask you to sync your Bluetooth because this is attached to the thermometer that I showed you in my last TTC video. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check down below and I'll have a link to that video. So you can say no, yes, if you need to sync to your thermometer. I already have, so I'm just going to press no. And then the first thing you see on your screen is your, I guess, circle of information, I'm going to call it, for sake of lack of a better term for it. But it will show your temperature, what day you took it, the time you took it, and your chances of conceiving. And then as you pull the bar up, you'll see on the first box you have 3 icons. The first is analysis, which basically will go in there. It gives you your current predictions. So this is my current cycle going on, and then it also tells you your conception rate from today all the way to the next 7 days, and explains down below what that all means. Then you have, of course, your temperature is the second bar, and this is pretty straightforward. The apps that I've used have all had this. So that's all there. You can export, which is the top right button on the side, and it will export whatever you have chosen. And then you have your listed view, and you can actually rotate the screen, which is the first button at the top. The third and last button here is actually the daily record. And again, this is pretty common. Nothing really out of the ordinary on it. One thing I do really like though is you can have a task list. So they have various different offerings, reminders to drink water, reminder to exercise, to relax, take naps, and of course eat your fresh fruits and vegetables. The one that you can't take out though is the reminder to take your folic acid. And then lastly, at the very bottom on the first page is of course the health tips, which everyone has these health tips that I have seen. So that's everything for the first page. And then of course you do at the bottom have your row of buttons, which has your calendar, and it shows your predictions for the future. I think almost everyone has their own little knowledge base, and then of course basically your profile information. So it tells you how long you've been tracking, it has a message center for you, your cycle and settings and how to contact them. The nice thing that I like though is they have the option of different purposes. So for example, in my case and the case of this video, we are trying to conceive, so that is what I am using, but they also have this as an option for contraception, for just simply tracking your cycle, and also for the early stages of pregnancy as well. So that is pretty simple. That's the straightforward of the Easy at Home Fertility app, their Bluetooth enabled thermometers app. And let's move on to Ovia. Okay, so Ovia was actually the first app that I ever used several years ago, and I used it for several years, to be honest. So I haven't been using it for a while, so my numbers are a little out of whack, but just for informational display purposes, I'm going to show you my account. So this is the front page of what you see when you first log in, and it just has your basic understanding, so your fertility score, how long your cycle is, how many days until your fertile window, how many days until you can take a test, and then your forecast as you scroll over as well. It also has, Ovia is very heavy with knowledge. I feel like their key inspiration is to give a lot of knowledge to you rather than all the bells and whistles that could be on a fertility app. So as you can see, it's literally just scrolling down through, and of course, because I haven't been using it, it will also show up with when you put in your information. It's kind of like a news feed page. So we go back up to the top. You're already on the home screen, but the second button is for your calendar, and this actually has your input information already on the same page, which is kind of nice. It's one less button to press, and it has all those options right there. And then the one thing that it has in the app that I haven't really seen in these three is the community aspect. It's completely anonymous, but you can ask anything and anyone can answer your questions. So it also has like a scroll menu, shows you everything at the top that I've already showed you, the home calendar, articles, and community aspects. They do have discounts for different things, as well as a fertility chart, your health information, and your cycle insights. A nice added bonus to this is once you report your pregnancy, you can then go and get the Ovia Pregnancy app, and there's also the Ovia Parenting app now. So that's pretty much the straightforward of the Ovia app. It's pretty basic and easy to use. So now last but not least, let's check out a pretty popular app called Fertility Friend. Okay, so this is Fertility Friend as it comes up. Again, this is another app I haven't used in a little bit, but I'm just going to show you my account just so that you can get kind of a feel for it. Fertility Friend is also very basic for all of the information if you have the free version. The paid version has many more features, and I've heard hit and misses of whether they're very accurate, let alone worth the money, considering how much you can tend to spend on TTCing to begin with. So let's just go with the free version, which is what I'm currently on right now. Of course, their enticement to VIP membership, which is paid. They have a tracker bar at the top, and of course, that can always be customized a ton of different ways. They have tons of pages worth to choose from different looks. But then you have your calendar and the insight for the month there. They do have a community on this. I haven't personally used it at all, so I can't tell you how well that is. But then they have your daily data button, which is, as I've said for the other two, pretty dang common. And of course, all the major paid features are at the bottom. And then at the bottom you have 4 buttons. You're already on the home screen, which is the calendar. Again, there is the chart, which mine doesn't show anything right now. And it kind of looks like that. That was my last chart on this app. You can get your data in by just clicking on the 3rd button. It does the same thing. And then, of course, defaults, wake up time, meds, any other kind of data, that kind of thing. It can be it's pretty self-explanatory, but you can delve in a little deeper if you choose to pay for this app. And as you can see, the majority of this is for paid subscription, but it is another option if you choose to use an app like this. Okay, dolls, so that was all 3 apps, Ovia, Fertility Friend, and my newest, Easy at Home. I hope I shed a little light on the whole app deal. And if there is one that you would like me to test out, please leave it in the comments, and I would love to check it out and get back to you on what I think. Share with any of your friends who are in the same position. Trying to conceive feels like it's very lonely when it's really not. It's really, really common to try for sometimes a year or more. So share with your friends, share with any groups you may be in for the aforementioned subject, and please click the like button, subscribe for more videos. I make 2 a week now, and thank you so much for watching. I hope I helped you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, dolls.
Give me the reason. reasons to doubt, try to keep me down, but I'll put the flame out. You can't get to me. Throw your sticks and your stones, go break all of my bones. You won't ache my soul, you can't get to me.